When you're getting ready to launch, one of the first things you got to be able to figure out is, who do I want to serve and what problem am I going to be solving for those people? That's really it. Who and what. How you're going to solve the problem can be to be determined, right? But if you know the who and the what you're going to be solving for them, you want to get them to pay you for the what and then start working with them on the how. But you need to know how to solve the problem before you start collecting money to do the thing. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another one of our boardroom podcasts where we help you stay calm, change lives, and have business on your terms. Today, we're going to be talking about, going from startup to scale up and just navigating the highs and lows of a business as you're growing and you're building and you're trying to think through setting up the infrastructures and things like that. Now, we're still very much in the startup phase. Now, we've had a meteoric rise where we started literally from zero and got to a point where we're doing anywhere from like $200,000 to $300,000 a month in revenue. Right? How do you go from like literally zero, nothing in March to that point, right? Now, there's some very basic frameworks that I want to kind of walk you guys through. And some of the things that you want to keep in mind as you're kind of navigating, building your business and just growing and scaling and launching. You hear, oh, dude, like you went from zero to like a couple $100,000 a month in revenue. How the hell do you do that? And how do you do it so fast? Well, it's from 5 years of experience under the bar, breaking limiting beliefs, understanding processes, systems, taking notes, learning, hiring some of the best mentors and consultants in this space, and just learning as much as I can from those people and implementing what I'm learning. Right. So when you're in the startup phase and you don't have a ton of money, I didn't launch this with a ton of money. In fact, we launched it out of desperation because I was running out of money to continue to finance the development of the platform and of the product that we built. When you're getting ready to launch, one of the first things you got to be able to figure out is, who do I want to serve and what problem am I going to be solving for those people? That's really it, right? Who and what. How you're going to solve the problem can be to be determined, right? But if you know the who and the what you're going to be solving for them, you want to get them to pay you for the what and then start working with them on the how. But you need to know how to solve the problem before you start collecting money to do the thing. I see a lot of people who just launch something, who have no expertise, who have no business trying to solve a problem for a specific audience, and they just want to make money. And so they're like, I can solve this problem, or they think they can solve this problem, and they just go out and start a business. That's not how you want to do it. You want to think about, what problems can you solve and have you solved in your own life, or what problems are people coming to you to get help with? You take that, put it onto paper, and figure out, all right, these are the problems that I can solve. Who can I solve this problem for, right? And how can I clearly define what the problem is that I'm going to be solving? And then you can start marketing that problem to the person that you want to solve it for. Now, fortunately enough, for me, when I'm starting a new brand or anything new, I like to leverage cold traffic. I like to use paid ads. Not everybody has money to run ads, so you can either decide how you want to launch the business. Do you want to leverage paid ads, or do you want to leverage organic? Now, if you're leveraging organic, it means you're putting in sweat equity. You're putting in the time to do manual outreach, to do outbound, to reach out to people in your network, to join different communities online. So whether that's Facebook groups or Reddit pages or Instagram profiles, whatever it is, you're putting in sweat equity to expand and reach more people. The reason why I like paid ads, because even if I have a 9-to-5 job, I can keep my 9-to-5 and put money aside and use a credit card to test ads and to make sure that I'm getting in front of the right person, the who, and I refine the message, the what, so that it communicates to the who. So let's say you've gone beyond that startup phase and you are acquiring clients and you're trying to scale up. Now, there are going to be a few mechanisms that you need to have dialed in if you want to start scaling and really growing the business. You got to get a repeatable way of taking a complete stranger and turning them into a buying customer. And then you have to have a repeatable way of delivering to that customer what they just bought. So in order to do that, you need systems and mechanisms in place to streamline that process. So one of the first systems that I want to have in place when I'm starting to grow a business, I want to have a lead gen system. I want to have a lead nurture system. I want to have a clearly defined sales process. And then I want to have a fulfillment system. The fulfillment system can be the last thing that I optimize in this thing. But the fulfillment system is going to be the first thing that I actually document. So when I'm getting ready to launch this business, I document the fulfillment. So if I bring a client on, how am I going to deliver them results? I write it down. I don't use any software. I don't try to get fancy with it. I just create a step-by-step checklist of everything that I need to do for this client to get them the result that they're paying me for. So that's step one. Once I have everything documented in the checklist, fulfillment system is done. I have my MVP, my most viable program or my most viable product, minimum viable product that I can bring to market. So it's literally what we did. We put together a checklist of what do we need to do to get a client launch with Charlie, right? What is everything that we need to do? And in the beginning, it was extremely manual. It was manual as hell and it sucked. Once we had that done, next thing is, all right, I need a lead gen system. How can I get the word out about this product to the masses? I love paid ads. I would rather spend money to get my message in front of people than go out hustling and knocking on doors and talking and trying to organically put in like sweat equity. That's just my preference. For me, now the next step is building out a lead gen system to get this product, this message, the what, like the problem that I solve, like what problem am I solving, getting that message in front of the who, right? And I like using cold traffic because I can scale it pretty quickly. If I get the who, I can tweak the what, the message, and then get a consistent lead gen system. So now I can generate eyeballs on demand. So without having to go out and do any work, I spend a couple $100s on ads and I can generate leads who are interested in what I do. So now I have the lead gen system dialed in. So now I have an abundance of opportunity, right? So I have an abundance of opportunity. The next step is the lead nurture. So lead gen, you want to think about it as the process of generating and creating demand for your product or service, right? So if I have a lead gen system, this is how I'm going to get the message out and generate a ton of demand for my product or service. Now the lead nurture system is a process of taking those people who have expressed interest and educating them as to why what I do is the best possible solution for them, right? So now I'm taking them through a systematic process where I can control the narrative. This is what we do. This is who we help. This is how we help them. These are the results that I've gotten for myself. If you don't have any social proof yet, you can go, these are the results that I've gotten for myself. So now you generate the demand, and then the next step is you build a system for following up and nurturing those leads and educating them on who you are, and then giving them a clear call to action. Once I have this done, and if I'm generating leads and I'm getting those people on the phone, I want to find out, why did they get scheduled a call with me? What challenges do they have? What goals they have? And what are the biggest bottlenecks for reaching those goals? And figuring out if what I do can actually help them. So in this phase, I'm gathering data from the prospect that I can use to optimize my lead nurture system. Because I know if I'm gathering enough information from the right people, I can optimize my lead nurture system to get more of those people on the phone and get me more opportunities to close deals. So when this comes together in a powerful way, your sales process doesn't even have to be that good for you to start growing and generating revenue in your business, right? Just think about how powerful this is. If you can set it up to where your lead gen system is generating demand of the people who want what you do, you set up your lead nurture system so that those people who come in, you're educating them on why you are the best possible fit for them. And then now you start gathering information on them on like figuring out what do they really want and taking the information from the sales process and using that to dial in your lead nurture system. Even if you're the worst salesperson on the planet, you're going to get enough people who show up to those phone calls, those sales meetings with you, who are already sold. So 20% of your sales that you're going to make are people who are already going to buy from you regardless. And here's what's beautiful about being able to kind of scale this, really grow this thing up. Once you have your lead gen system, your lead nurture system dialed in, You don't even have to be good at sales. You can start recruiting sales, like real killers, people who are sales professionals who sell for a living and they know sales. You can bring them to your opportunity and say, hey, this is how much you can make if you sell my product, right? If you sell my product or service. These are my show rates. These are the number of opportunities I can generate. These are the leads that I can give you, right? Then you can outsource the sales process to somebody who's a true sales professional. They can come in and start selling your product. And then once you have that done, now you can work on optimizing your fulfillment system. So that's really the process as you're like going from like startup to like scaling it up. Scaling up is you want to have one person, one avatar, one problem that you're solving. And then you want to design systems around one, delivering the service, right? And in the beginning, it's just a matter of creating a checklist of everything that you need to do to get the client result. That's it. You don't need software. You don't need anything else. You just need a checklist that you follow to get the client result. And then you need to set up a lead gen system and decide how you're going to be getting your message out to the masses and generating demand. I prefer running Facebook ads and Instagram ads. Other people may be good at running YouTube ads, Google ads, whatever. Or some people may love organic and they post content and they know how to create viral content on TikTok or Instagram or whatever it is, right? Or some of you may just be down and dirty and be like, you know what, I'm just gonna go door knocking. I'm just gonna go knocking door to door. I'm gonna go to Office Max and start handing out business cards and talking to entrepreneurs in my local business owners in my local area. Or I'm just gonna go and drive around and go start talking to different business owners who could use my product or service. There's lots of different ways you can set up a repeatable lead gen system where you can generate leads. Some is more scalable than others. Some require more effort. Some just require you to spend money to do that. I'm pretty lazy in nature, so I'd rather spend money to do that. But it's up to you. Regardless, you need to have a lead gen system in place. And then you have a lead nurture system, right? How are you going to be nurturing the leads that are engaged? And this is where people really mess up. They know how to generate leads. They just do a terrible job of nurturing the leads. So the lead nurture system is really how you control the narrative and get more people to show up for those calls and get them already pre-sold and ready to go. Now, in this area, we had a bit of an unfair advantage, right? We had Charlie and we used our own platform and used the AI and we trained it to nurture our leads, to qualify them and get them to show up on the call. So if we can generate leads, have a lead nurture system in place, and have a decent sales process ready to go, we can essentially guarantee that no matter what, we're going to be able to enroll new clients and grow the business. And so once those three systems are in place, the most ongoing work is going to be dialing in the fulfillment, right? And the fulfillment is going to be about how do we remove friction? How do we get our clients better results faster and improve the user experience or the customer experience? So the fulfillment in the product is going to be like the most ongoing work where it's like you're working on perfecting the product, because as you perfect the product, it starts creating a compounding machine where you bring on a new customer, they refer their friends, they leave you testimonials, which makes it easier to generate leads, which makes it easier to nurture those leads, which makes it easier to take them through your sales process. And then it starts turning this flywheel that becomes impossible to stop at scale. Hopefully you find it helpful. I feel like that might have been a fire hose to the face and probably gave you a lot more information than you needed. But the goal is just to be transparent. And the reason why I'm sharing all that information with you is I want you to get your lead gen together, start generating leads. And I want you to be selfishly overwhelmed by all the leads that you generate. I want you to make sales. And then when you get to a point where you're making sales, but you're overwhelmed by all the lead nurture and the follow-ups, and you don't have a lead nurture system in place, I want you to reach out, go to aisetters.com and schedule a live demo of Charlie so that you can hire our AI to nurture your leads for you and set those appointments for you. So that's the evil master plan as to why I'm giving you all this information for free and and giving you this game. Is I know as we increase and help you generate more leads, and if we can help you make some sales, you're going to need help working your leads, and we're hoping that you'll trust us to do that for you. Till next time, stay calm, change lives, and have business on your terms.